My video for February the 3rd, 2019 is video number 2984. And the title is HR 25 will abolish the IRS and income tax. Living on a planet run by liars, most people still have no clue about the depth of the swamp Trump promised to drain. This is not the first time people who know some truth have tried to expose the criminal elite who have, in this modern era, used the monetary system to subvert humanity's rights by birth, that is, our natural rights. Of course, one of those rights is freedom of speech, which includes the right to speak out against the criminal enterprise known as government. Again, the very word means mind control. So why is this latest bill important? Because only the cabal criminals and their minions will vote against it. As I indicated, the idea is not new. Income tax is unlawful. The newest proposal is for a national sales tax to be administered by the individual states, not corporate states. Again, corporate means dead, not living. It comes from the same root as corpse. Will this crime against living men and women finally be exposed to the extent that we finally wake up? The proposed tax will be on new, non-essential items only, not food, clothes, etc. I will include a link in the first comment when I post this on YouTube and Facebook so that you can hear more detail. Actually, it should have said read more detail, but I'm going to leave it the way that I wrote it. Yes, I continue to wrestle with very hurt feelings in regard to my personal situation with a longtime friend, as I've talked about in at least a couple of other videos, and know that friend still has not made any effort to reach me, which is very unusual. I don't think a week has gone by for a long time when this individual has been present in this area that I haven't been asked to give rides, etc. Anyway, folks, HR 25 means House resolution, which means it's being brought before the House. Well, we know that in the recent election, if those results are allowed to stand, and many of the people that might be in the House of Representatives might be part of the indictments against a criminal operation that's supposed to be being held by military tribunals for treason in Guantanamo and perhaps other military bases. In any case, if the current House, as it's reported in the mainstream media, stands, I mean, of course, they will not allow that to happen. And it doesn't go to the Senate or the president, I don't believe, unless it first goes through the House. I mean, that's the chain of passing amendments and new bills, etc. And so it doesn't even get to Trump unless he chooses to do it by executive order. And Trump remains a mystery to me. He's still, some of the things that are reported that he's doing in relationship to Russia and China don't make sense to me. I mean, I am in support of the BRICS nations, although it seems Brazil has changed. I don't know if they've had a new leadership or what, but I don't think it's the same Brazil that we had a few years ago when BRICS was first being brought into existence, etc. And there's lots of challenging things that are happening all over the world. All over the world, folks. We have the cabal trying to hold on to its vestiges of power. Now, remember, the IRS and the Federal Reserve are bankrupt. They don't have any money. They create it out of thin air, but not really. really, they steal it from us because we all are given a value when we are born as human beings. But of course, when they corporatize us, we become non-human, which makes us part of their system. Our non-human status has no rights. Our corporate status is irrelevant when it comes to talking about natural rights, because a corporation is not natural. It's a fraudulent, fictional creation of demons. And that's, to me, that's exactly what they are, and I'm not going to apologize for that. That does not mean that everybody that's playing along with the system understands that they are aligning themselves with dark elements. But it's been a fraud all along, folks. It's literally, it's an operation in which a certain group of people align together to rob everybody else. It's piracy. It's inland and on-land piracy, not piracy we normally think of as seafaring people on the open seas. No, this is on-land piracy. The way that it was set up, is maritime law only applied to the sea, not to the land. The people on the land were supposed to be given natural rights. That's what the whole Declaration of Independence and the original Constitution and the Bill of Rights was all about. And it's not just for Americans, folks. As I keep saying, this affects the whole wide world, because this lying cabal has confiscated all of our human assets. They have limited us in what we are even allowed to say, limiting our freedom of speech. They limit our freedom of religion and freedom of the press. And they want everybody to be marching to their tune. But their tune is a death march. It's a march over the cliff that will ultimately lead to yet another destruction of planet Earth. As I've said so many times, it seems like it has been destroyed 4 times in the past. I know you've heard me say that recently, and probably I've said it many times over the past several years, in fact. But it's true. We live on a planet of lies, where the people that seem to be the leaders and seem to claim the titles of nobility and other titles that give them superiority over everybody else, these people are known liars. Not just liars, but they abuse children. They drink the blood of children. And even the communion service that is part of Christianity is insane. Insane. It's promoting something that is simply not true. And yet it's been going on and on and on, generation after generation, for a long time. A long time. There are other subjects that I've come across recently that perhaps I'll make a video on, perhaps I won't. I don't know. I'm in such a state of angst, which is anxiety, that I don't know how things are going to play out. I'm honestly beginning to think that when I reach my 3,000th video later this month, that I will just simply stop making videos, or at least certainly stop making them daily. But I don't know if that's what I'm going to do. It's just what's going through my head, something that I'm contemplating as a possibility. I don't know where things are going to turn and where I'm going to turn and how things are going to play out with the currency revaluation. I don't know if the assets are going to be all gold backed and fiat currency is going to be outlawed. There's lots of things that I don't know, but I do know that I live for real change and hopefully to see the kingdom of heaven manifest on earth. Thank you for listening, and namaste.